Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are in the basement and right here is the door. I know I said in the last video we were going to do some work on this door, but I had to bring it down to the basement because we had a problem. And I'm going to show you the problem that I have with the door later on in the video. Unfortunately, we can't do the work on the problem. So in the meantime, check this out. We have everything that we possibly need on the wall, but there's a couple of things that I want to work on just to make this wall a little easier. So we are going to be focusing on what I have set up here instead of the door, because like I said, we don't have what we need, but I'll leave a timestamp on this corner that will lead you to when I talk about the problem with the door and what we're going to do about it. But in this video, we are going to be working on mounting my Echo on this metal wall without making any holes, and also mounting this paper towel over here also without making any holes. It's very simple. We are going to be using magnets, some 632 screws, and some cap nuts. And the first thing we're going to be doing is mounting the Echo. As you guys see, we have the regular plug that plugs into the wall, but I don't want to use this because that takes up a lot of space in this area. So what I decided to do was to go on Amazon and use a USB plug. And this is why I really like these outlets, is because look, we have an outlet here, an outlet here, and we have the USB plug just being taken up. Instead of having this bulky thing taking up the whole outlet, we just have one little spot taken up. So the way we're going to be mounting this is very simple. We have actually I could do this live, to be honest. We have this right here, which is supposed to be screwed in. And then after you screw it in, you're able to put this on, slide it around, and then put this on top of it. But what we are going to be doing is grabbing one of these magnets, like so. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. It's pretty strong. Let me put the camera down. So we are going to get one of these magnets off, put it in here, and slide this in. That's simple. And then put this on. Like so. Plug this in for power, and then mount it on the wall. Perfect. We got that in, and it's looking good. So if you guys are looking to have something small like a Echo Dot, you could use this magnet. I have the link in the description, and that bracket, and you could just mount it on the wall with the magnet instead of making holes in your wall control, because the last thing I want to do is make holes. As for the paper towel holder, we are going to be doing the same. Only thing is that we are going to be making some holes, because here we can only put one on this side and one on this side. So I'm gonna see if I could put another one here and another one here by making more holes. And the reason is because this is a paper towel holder, and pulling it, it might, let loose off the wall. So I am going to be using 4 of these magnets. And the way we're gonna be doing it is with this screw, 632 screw. We're going to be putting this through like so. And then we're going to cut it to the correct length and using this cap nut, so it looks a little clean when it's done. It'll look like so, just like that. So yeah, let me set up the camera and I'll start making the holes and mounting these magnets. So there you go. We have officially mounted the Echo, and we have mounted the napkin holder.
In New York City,
Wall Control does sell a, I had to shut off Echo because she was listening to me. Wall Control does sell a napkin holder with a shelf, and I have it. I just don't know where I left it, but also it sticks out really far. And while I'm washing my hands here, the napkin gets wet. So I decided to go this route, and I thought it would be a really good and interesting video to show you guys how you could mount things on the Wall Control without having to make permanent holes. So the magnet is the way to go. Like you see here, this one has a hole and 632 screws with some nuts. Worst case scenario, you could just screw it through the back with the screws that they supply, like this one here. But yeah, that's how I'm going to be mounting things on this Wall Control when I don't want to, you know, make holes in it. And I didn't go through my setup that I have here, mainly because this is not where everything's gonna stay. I like where these two things are. This setup up here looks fine, but as soon as I start filling up this area over here, I don't know what's gonna happen. Same thing in that corner. I wanna buy more of those, like, I don't know, bins to go below it, maybe 2 more, and maybe raise that one more. That's why I haven't went into it, and I'll go into it in a future video. But now, let's go through this door. And why is it down here, not upstairs, and being mounted in this video? So first, let me show you the parts. This is the part that goes through the door. So when you turn the doorknob, this turns and makes the latch go in like so. Then this is what goes around it, like goes in there. This is the bushing that keeps it in its place. And then we have to get the screws and screw it into the door. And this does 2 things. It supports this piece with the bushing and also holds the rosette, which is what people see, in place. So you're supposed to put this in. This has a little knob here, which goes in line with this. I'm gonna try to get it with one hand, like so. And then this piece right here locks it into place. Now, the problem that we have, and let me show you, is right here. We'll put this piece through, like so. Perfect, no problem. But as soon as we put this piece in, most of you see the problem already. Where am I gonna screw it in? The hole that the manufacturer made is way too big. Maybe you could grab one screw on this side, but it's not secure enough. So we're going to have to come up with something to fix it. And I think I did come up with a plan. So let me put the camera down, take this out, and show you what I'm looking to do. So now that I have everything out, as you guys saw in the earlier video, this is a wood encased in metal door. And we have some wood in here. So my plan is to get the new Milwaukee tool, the like band file, and file all the wood that's in there and install a brand new piece of wood that will cover this hole, so it could give us the meat that we need to screw these screws in to hold the door. We're going to be using PL to hold that piece of wood on the inside. We have to do it 3 times. We have to do it once for here, once for here, and I decided to also do it for here because if you guys saw in the last video where we prepped the door, where we made this hole, these screw holes are just tight enough to hold the threads, but it's not that secure. So what I'm gonna do is just take the wood out from the inside here, put new wood, and just make these holes really big so that the screws that go through could hold on to the wood and not the actual metal door. Because right now it's depending on the metal door and not the wood on the inside. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty intense video and pretty heavy. The only thing is I'm gonna have to find a way how I'm going to record me using the band, the finger band sander. I'll cut to a picture of the tool, but this is pretty much what it is. It's a sandpaper on a 1/8 of an inch thick, and we're just going to be putting this in here and sanding it on the inside like so with that tool. The tool didn't come in time for me to do this video. And since I work and everything, I really can't do it for this week's video. We're just gonna have to wait for next week's video for me to do this. I didn't want to miss this week a video. That's why I decided to mount these two things. So you guys can have a video this week, but it's not what I wanted to do. It's just unfortunately, no one was home. UPS knocked on the door, couldn't let the package in, and now I have to wait about 3 days to get the tool. So just gonna have to wait. I'm really looking forward to this project. I've never done this before. The person that sold me the door, he told me, come up with something, and if it works, perfect. If it doesn't work, he's just gonna order me a new door. But I thought that this would be a really good YouTube video, and content is what matters. So yeah, that's not the only thing I'm going to be doing. Now that I have this door down here, I am gonna sand this door because I hate how the paint came out. You can even see the streaks there. It's really bad on this side too. You can't really see because of the light. So I'm gonna be sanding this. I also bought some Total Boat epoxy fairing compound because I really hate this line right here. When you paint it white, you can really see this line here. So I'm going to be making, I'm going to be mixing these resins on this and filling this in, but that's going to be for a whole nother video. And when I sand this, I'm also going to sand the door just to clear that up. But yeah, I really wanted to get this door mounted and ready before I go on my trip to Ohio to visit some family, but things don't always work out the way you want it to. So at least we have more content and more tricks that I can show you guys how to do if anybody runs into a problem like this or something like it. So yeah, and maybe I could review that tool because that tool just finished coming out. So yeah. So if you learned something new, you could show me by giving me a like. Any comments or questions, leave it in the comments down below. And if you want to see this door get modified and more videos like the one you just saw, consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks.